Like the new iPhone 10 that Owen wants to
Oh,
talk about.
what? Wow, that was a
Segway!
nice segue. So who's getting it? I know Joe's getting it, so he doesn't even need to speak up. But
Yeah,
Meyer, why are you making
Too,
faces?
100%.
too much money for me, and I already just got like this one not too long ago. I don't even know the numbers anymore. I don't know which one this one is, but this is the one I have.
It's
But
not a
what is
nine.
it? Is it a plus? Like, is it the bigger one or the smaller one?
uh, what's the bigger one screens? I don't even friggin' know. Let me pull this thing out and see what it says on
I
the
don't think
back.
it says anything on the back. You gotta go into settings.
A1549.
Sounds great. We totally understand exactly what you
I
just
don't
said.
know. They stopped putting the numbers and
But
stuff on the back, I
I
guess.
have had my 6 Plus for like 2 years now, so I think I'm ready for an upgrade. It's been really slowing down on me.
That's the one thing about these iPhones is when they update the software, people
I
don't
think
update it because they're like, oh, I don't want it to. Oh, did it slow down your phone? Oh, did it bug out your phone? And it is what it is. And here's the other thing that I dislike about the iPhones is at least with the MacBooks and stuff. Remember, Apple like they'd release a MacBook and it would be the same price as the MacBook from the year
mm,
before. You know what I'm talking about? The I wish they would stick to the same method with the phone, but I get it. You come out with Retina displays and all this shit.
so
I understand, but
so far they have been doing a pretty good job with sticking to the price, but this is the one time that people are saying they're actually scamming the crap out of the customers, right?
I think so.
So if you think about it, traditionally, if this was any other year, they would have released the 7S, right? Which would be the what they call 8 today, the one with like minimal upgrades, it's a better camera, it's slightly faster, blah blah blah, whatever. And then next year, they would have released the actual 8, right? The next number after 7, and then would come with like all the new stuff, the full edge to edge screen and all that stuff for the same price, $799, $699, or whatever the price is now, right? That's what's supposed to happen. But instead, they're like, all right, we'll release the 7S and call it an 8 for whatever the fuck reason. And then we'll release next year's phone this year and make it $200 more than the regular price. And people are still going to buy it, like me. But so that's kind of the trick they kind of pulled on us all, right? Technically, they could have released the new flashy 10 next year for the same price. And that's what they have
That's
been
weird.
doing, right?
That's weird.
Because every number change has been like you change the designs, you add like really fancy features. So that's what they should have done. But instead, they're like, oh, you get edge to edge screens, all these cool stuff, but we're going to charge you extra $200. And what I found out is that they also sell this thing they call fast charger or whatever, which is basically a charger for their notebooks. And then because you can plug a USB-C cable into it now, so it's the same cable as iPhone cable, except you need to get it like USB-C to Lightning cable adapter. So what happens, they actually sell this fast charger separately for $50 and the cable for $30. So
Oh, jeez.
if you want to charge your
80.
phone faster than a regular iPhone charger, you got to spend $80 in addition to the $1,000 you just threw out for your phone. By the way,
That's
most
crazy.
people are gonna buy the 256 gig one, which is like $1,100, $1,150. So,
That's insane.
because
I
the
think at that price they'd like include all those dongles and
no,
stuff like
they
that.
include dongles, but they don't include the fast charger. So,
Which is the most important
Interesting.
thing.
yeah, because I mean, everyone's like battery is like the only limitation to smartphones, right? You gotta charge it, you gotta wait until it gets charged, blah blah blah. You ran out of battery during the day, all this fun stuff. And then what they did is that in the base model they only have 64 gigs, which sounds like a lot compared to traditional phones. But the new phones can record 4K videos at 60 FPS, which means 64 gigs gonna get filled up like just like that. Right?
Fast. Yeah.
You do video editing, Meyer. You should know this. So to get the next one up, it's gonna be 256 gigs, and that's gonna be like $200 more. So basically, everyone have to not spend $1,000, but $1,000.50. Well, fuck. Clip this part out, but $1,150 to get the iPhone 10.
That's crazy. Yeah, I can't.
Tax.
I can't. Like I just can't spend that much money on a device anymore. Like I can't. I could do if it was like $600, maybe even $800. I'd be able to do it. But the thing is with me, I never buy my phone straight direct from the like Apple or eBay or whatever. I just wait for my contract to run up with my provider. And then they're like, okay, we can do an upgrade. And I'm like, okay, I want this phone. And they'll be like, okay, if you want that one, it's going to be like $750 instead of $900, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, right. So I just wait for my contract to like end, or my time to get a new phone to show up on that, like on my package.
But most likely you get like a phone that's like a year older or something, like not always the latest, right?
Totally. But that's the thing, that's where I come in with this, is like I don't need the friggin' iPhone 10 now. I can get the iPhone 10 in a year or two from now, and I'll just be as happy with it. I can't justify the spend of over $1,000 for a mobile device. However, I can justify the spend of $2,000 for a longboard. So, like, to each his own, I guess, right?
Yeah. But also the longboard's going to last you like a relatively really long time compared to a phone where you're going to be upgrading. I would hope so. At most, and like you're going to hold out for 2 years at most, I would say, before you need the next one.
The board is also pretty fucking cool.
The phone.
Yeah, that's true. The board is freaking cool. If you guys haven't seen the board, it's a boosted board.
It's just
check
a
it out.
slight upgrade.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I think that's what prevents me from buying devices over $1,000 is just the slight upgrade. Oh, I'll get it 2 years from now. It's fine.
Because you think about it, we used to spend like $1,000 or to $2,000 on laptop, and we keep that thing forever, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's a Mac or a PC, you keep it at least
6 years.
4 or 5 years, right? Or 6 years in the case of Joe. Here is a phone, which I don't mind. They charge $1,000 for it. If you think about it, it's probably one of your most used devices today, right? Like you do a lot of things on your phone. But the fact that I have to upgrade it every year or every other year is completely nuts, right? $1,000 I got to throw out and get a new one every year. That's
I think most people actually get like, they keep it for 3, maybe 4 years if they're like, because you're thinking about yourself where you like, we're the type of people that want the best. Like,
we are kind of like in tech and design related stuff, right?
Yeah. I
like
think
my mom doesn't get the latest iPhone all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people still on the 4, right? So
probably even less than that. Like the older crowd, they're just diving into smartphones. You know what I mean? Like my parents just got smartphones this past year. Like I'm talking like Samsung S3s or Apple iPhone 4 or whatever, right? So there's that older crowd that they're adapting to it now, but they're not going to go out of their way to buy an iPhone 10.
I wonder if there is some statistics. I'm pretty sure there is on like out of all the iPhones in service right now, what model occupies what percentage, right?
It's a good question. I wonder what that would be.
Yeah.
Well, designing for mobile, we were designing for like the iPhone 3 size or whatever, 320 by 480, whatever, for the longest time.
That's not the iPhone 3 size. I think that's
is it? I have no idea.
Because it also Apple does this really nice thing where you build for the smallest iPhone and then it automatically scales it up, right? If you have the bigger iPhone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you like about it?
So as of March 6, 2017, Apple's total number of global iPhone users continues to grow and could eventually reach 1 billion simultaneously activated devices within the next couple of years.
So what percentage out of that billion is what?
I don't know the exact percentage, but there are now more than 700 million iPhones currently in use worldwide. And that was an estimate from BMO Capital Markets Analysis, Tim Long. The article's from fortune.com.
Fortune? You read news off Fortune? That's pretty crazy. Anyways,
so we estimate total iPhone installed base hit 715 million, including 228 million of secondhand devices in December 2016, with year-on-year growth of 20%, which is actually, that's a lot.